The following episode is brought to you by Wipster. Wipster team accounts aren't just a place to manage review and approvals. They're a project management, archiving, and internal communication tool as well. Learn how your video team can work better together at Wipster.com.
You're listening to Filmmakers Drinking Bourbon. Hey, what's up, Internet? It's Brandon.
And it's Alex.
And we're filmmakers.
And we're drinking bourbon.
Well, technically not yet. We got to pour the bourbon.
Because, as you can tell, it's a special episode.
Oh, yeah. This is a video episode. This is our first video episode.
It is.
And that makes total sense because it's our 50th episode.
Total. 50.
And this would be our 1-year anniversary.
That's what we're going to call it.
Also known as a...
Bourbonversary.
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 So we have a special treat from our friends at Wyoming Whiskey. What you guys need to know out there is that the month of... not the month of June. The next 2 weeks. This is a double feature from Wyoming Whiskey. Double feature. They got 2 bourbons. This is the Wyoming Whiskey Single Barrel Bourbon Whiskey. Why don't you go show them what that looks like up there?
Oh, you're going to make me get up.
Well, stand up, walk
Since you're
around.
old and have bad knees.
This is a award-winning whiskey. Wyoming Whiskey was awarded the silver medal in the single barrel bourbon category in 2014 at the New York Worldwide Wine and Spirits Competition. So this is supposed to be some good stuff. So we're going to pour. We're going to go ahead and pour this up and see what happens.
That way we can actually try.
All right.
Sure looks like whiskey or bourbon.
All right. Cheers, mate.
Cheers. To another year.
Oh, that's good. That's actually
quite tasty.
Pretty awesome. So what we're tasting here is really good. It's not too overbearing from the burn effect,
And
it's got really nice flavors to it. You know, it's really good.
I do like it.
So once again, we are not official bourbon connoisseurs.
Yeah.
We're unofficially experts at bourbon, and one thing we can tell you is that this is tasty bourbon. So I advise you, if you guys are looking for your next bourbon to sample, go to the store, pick up some Wyoming whiskey.
The copy's amazing. The cold of the Wyoming winter and the appetite of angels yields about 220 bottles.
So, I mean, we're talking about
the appetite of angels,
celestial spirits.
Yeah.
So, cheers, my friend. This is an exciting episode. The whole month of June, we're going to be focusing on post-production.
Uh-huh.
And I'm excited to announce that, as you heard in the intro, this episode, as well as all the episodes in June, are brought to you by our good friends at Wipster.
These guys. A
video review platform. They now have team accounts. There's so many interesting things happening.
They partnered with Vimeo?
Yeah, we hung out with them at NAB, and here's the thing. We got them on the phone right now.
Well, we don't have them on the phone right now. You got to get them on the phone.
We have them standing by right now.
Dial it up.
Here we go. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, boop, boop. Are you there, Rollo?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, what's up, man? The phone still works down by the seaside, huh?
I'm just holding like a conch up to my ear. It's just like a little shell.
With a string attached to our
Oh, it's always so good to hear your voice. It is Friday at 3 p.m. here in Cincinnati. It's tomorrow where you're at, right? You're in Tomorrowland.
We live in the future, and I can tell you there's all sorts of things happening in the future. It's currently 7 o'clock in the morning on Saturday.
Wow.
In New Zealand.
So, see, that's what we do on this show is we don't live in the past. We push people to the future and beyond, and we're actually podcasting now live from the future.
That's it. That's where I'm at. Wow. And I'm talking to you in the past, which is weird for me. Like, what are you guys doing back there?
I mean, we're drinking bourbon. I assume you're drinking a New Zealand coffee.
I'm drinking a New Zealand coffee in a nice Mikasa cup. Beautiful stuff.
I love it. I love it. Well, hey, we have something that we want to celebrate with you, and you've been such a great partner of the show. But right now, I am holding up a lovely cupcake to celebrate the 1 year anniversary of Filmmakers Drinking Bourbon. What do you think about that?
That is congratulations. That is huge.
Yeah.
You've done it. Yeah, that's a huge achievement. You guys should feel good. You guys should feel great.
Yeah, we're pretty excited. This is actually the 50th episode, and we're so excited that you're on it. You've always been so much fun, and from the get-go, you guys have been down to hop on the show and do some fun giveaways and really talk about the future of video review platforms. And we really appreciate you guys. So we're blowing out the candles right now.
Thank you.
Cheers at first.
Cheers to another year.
Cheers.
Cheers to another year. Good luck with those candles.
Ooh.
Don't get that candle up in your beard, though. You'll have some trouble up there.
Yeah, that's true.
I do not have that problem.
So Rollo, we hung out with you guys, obviously, at NAB. We told people about you on the NAB show, but you guys got some really cool things happening. Let's sort of get up to speed. Some of the latest stuff you've been pumping out has to do with team reviewing and sort of some options with that. Let the listeners know what's happening right now. What's the thing?
Yeah, what is the thing? Okay, well, I mean, the listeners know about filmmaking. They know about video making, and what they need to know is that I'm talking from the future about what it's going to be like. So this is where you guys are going, and really, the thing that we're trying to do, the mission that we're on, is taking the friction out of creativity. That's why Wipster exists. Get that friction out of creativity. Creativity loves having limitations because that creates really good ideas and really, really, really strong videos. But friction is just the slowing down of everything. So that's what we're doing. We're building the platform that everyone is going to work on in the future, and we've already got tons of people on it now. And the key thing that we've done in just the last little while is that we've made review and approval for internal teams work incredibly well. And what I mean by that is that you have all these companies who have all these great video makers and producers and production managers and heads of department, all these people who are working in these production companies. Then they have all the clients on the outside. And the product works great for uploading and then getting the comments from the clients. But what about that internal review? What about when you want people inside the team to be a little bit more harsh without the client having to see those harsh comments, saying, hey, the color grade's a bit strange here, what the hell are we up to? Yep. You don't want the client to see that. So we've just created what we call team-only commenting. So anybody in your team can talk to each other on top of the video, and it's completely hidden from the client. At the same time, the client's in their office, whistling, doing all those great things, and they're making their really strong notes about what could change, some really good ideas. And you're having a private conversation at the same time, and they can't see it. And then it gets really good, because then when they're making these comments for you and your team, you as a team member can come in and reply to one of their comments with team only turned on to your team and say, hey, this idea is really good, we should do this, or we're not doing this. We're never doing this change. This is the worst idea I've ever seen.
Yeah,
but the client doesn't need to know that,
So is it kind of like being on a conference call while texting each other? People do that a lot. You're on a conference call, but you link up with the other team members. You're texting, and you're saying, "Oh, don't reply to that," or "Don't say that." It's a little bit like that, right? Keep it in the family.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. So it means that your team and you are on your own wavelength without having to perform. When you're in front of clients, you have to perform to a certain degree. You have to think about how they're feeling, all those things. So you just get to turn all that off and just go at it.
Is it confusing, though? Like, sometimes a conference call, like Brandon's analogy, can get a little confusing and a little cluttered. Have you guys made it easy? Is it like a color coding thing or a new tab?
Yeah, it's super easy. So when you are doing a comment and you're in a team, there'll be this little button that says, do you want it to be a public comment or a team-only comment? You click on the team-only, and the color changes quite dramatically. And it becomes really obvious when it's a team-only comment.
Nice.
And then as you're clicking through the video, it's very obvious when you see team-only comment and when you see one that's not. And it's very safe as well, because some people were thinking, geez, what happens if I think I'm doing a team-only comment and then all of a sudden the client sees it and I'm making a comment about it. But that's not possible because it's so obvious that it's a team-only comment. And then if you reply to one, you can only do a team-only comment as a reply. So that's super safe. You don't accidentally do a public reply to a team-only comment. So it's very, very safe. And we've tested it for a long time. We've got all the bugs out of it. It was in beta for quite a few weeks. And so it works really well.
Yeah, it is great. We've used it, and that is definitely something that I know I wanted because, otherwise you have to upload 2 versions.
Yeah.
And you share the one version, and then you're like, wait, which version am I on? And so that was a huge plus. What else you guys got in the pipeline? Now, since we last had you on air, obviously, when we linked up at NAB, you guys have got, partnerships with Vimeo. You guys are, connected with Adobe now. You've got some plugins.
There's also
let's go
Slack icon, I will say.
Yeah, there's other things that are jamming. So let's kind of walk through those. What's happening? Let's start with the Vimeo thing.
Yeah, cool. So we signed an exclusive partnership with Vimeo to be their review and approval partner. So anybody with a Vimeo account, if it's Plus or Pro, you can connect your Vimeo account up to Wipster, and we become the platform of the before you publish to Vimeo. So everything to do with edits and versions and commenting and approval, you do it all with us, and then it's one click and you publish it straight to Vimeo. The really efficient thing in the back end is that we do the same video encoding. I'm going to get a little nerdy here, but we do the same video encoding as Vimeo. So anything you upload to us, we create a version that's exactly what Vimeo wants, and when you click publish, we just give it to them, and it's available. So you've got this super fast way of getting video from review and approval straight to publish. And the other cool thing is you can do it the other way around too. So you now have a folder inside your Wipster account, which connects directly to all the videos in your Vimeo account with all the views and when it was uploaded. And you can just shoot one straight into Wipster, send it out to clients for a review, and then you can start doing version stacking on top of that. And then when it's finished, push it back over to Vimeo. So you've got this great two-way street where the 2 apps are now pretty much working as one.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, that sounds seamless.
It's seamless. Seamless creativity, we call it.
That's great. Now, you guys also, from the more of the post-production aspect, have incorporated into Premiere, right? So let's talk about that.
Let's talk about that. Yeah, I mean, this is to me, because obviously I come from an editing background. I've made films and videos for 15 years. And for me, this is the magic moment, is that you can be working in Adobe Premiere. You've got your edit there, your timeline, and your video. And we've built a panel that sits right inside the product. So you've got a Wipster panel with all your projects and all your teammates right in there. And when you're doing an edit, you just click one button and it uploads it. It encodes it in the background, uploads it to the cloud, and invites the clients. So you just click this button, and then you just go off and drink some bourbon, or you have a coffee really early, depending on what you feel like. And then when you come back to the edit suite and sit down, the comments have been sunk to your timeline.
Wow.
And there's a to-do list right down the side. You can start to reply or tick them off. And this is all inside the edit suite. This is taking your edit off just being on a computer. And now your edit is in the cloud, and you've got clients all over the world looking at it and commenting and talking to each other. And the process of creativity becomes alive. And really what's happened there is that we've just taken that friction out. The friction of going, I'm in my space, I'm doing some editing. Now I have to think about encoding and exporting and uploading and figuring out where I'm going to put it, and then where's the email address and what am I going to do? It's all gone. It's all deleted, and all you have now is your timeline, your creativity, and then your connection with your clients and your team. Team-only comments, commenting with the client. It's all one place. So for me, that's a magical experience. You're just in there and you're just working on making your films.
That's great.
That's excellent.
That's excellent.
I have a question. So for me, as say, I wasn't on the content creation side. If I was on the client side and I proposed an idea, change, whatever, the editor then made that change. After they're done, do I get a notification when that edit or that change has been completed, or do I have to log in or call them, or how do I find out that thing's actually been done?
Yeah, for sure. So the way it works is that we have this great thing in the product called version stacking. And what it is that when you do edit 1, you upload it, and then you do all the notes and you do all the changes, and then you upload edit 2 with all the changes. And the edit 2 is available, and edit 1 is still available, so you can refer back to the to-do list from before. And edit 2 is then invited out to the same people, and they can then see, this is edit 2, all the changes have been done, and they can watch it and go, yeah, this feels better, or I still have a note here or there.
Nice.
So the client is invited to the first one. They are notified if there's replies to their comments, or if other people have made comments that they haven't seen. So they're always kept up to loop with it. And then when there's a new version, they're invited to the new version again. And the really powerful thing is that there's no logins, there's no passwords, because no client wants to log into anything.
Yeah.
They hate logins. So we do bespoke links, very, very secure bespoke links per person, and they can just click a button in an email. It opens up the player, and they just start making comments with their own name. Wow. And it's super secure, and then they get up to date with everything that's happening.
That's great. Rollo, we've been accused on the show every now and again of, fanboying or promoting too much here or there. So I'm going to challenge you a little bit. What makes you guys stand out from some of the other competitors? So I know there's Frame.io. There's probably about 10 other people doing something similar that maybe aren't, but Frame.io is probably one of the other leaders that are dipping into this space. What makes you guys stand out? What makes you guys different, and what do you think you guys are going to bring moving forward into the future that's going to differentiate you from other people trying to play in this space?
Yeah. Well, that's a really great question, and it's something that obviously we think about a lot because that is really the point of a technology company is to just bring innovation to the people that you want to help. So we're an innovation company. So you're absolutely right. What are we going to bring? So really, you look at the very heart of the subject matter. You go, what is the mission of any of these companies? And I can really only speak clearly about our one, and then you might be able to compare it to others. So our mission is to take the friction out of creativity, and that is really what we're trying to do. That's why we started the company. That's why we've built what we have, and that's why we build it the way we build it, which is to do something that is incredibly easy to understand, very easy to use, and really to bring, if you want to take friction out of creativity, you have to bring technical people to non-technical people and bring them together, because the people who are creative are usually in the world of video, are usually doing quite technical things, and you need the non-technical to be involved, otherwise you just get friction. So that being our guiding principle, it means that all the decisions that we make are around that key thesis. And so you would then look at us and go, okay, I can see that everything you do ties to taking friction out of creativity. And today we're helping video producers, and we let videos be uploaded and shared. Tomorrow it might be more than that. It might be that we want to help not just video producers, but we might want to help other creatives, because the creative space is very, very large, and there's a lot to be helped in that area. Designers and musicians and architects and anybody who's creating anything. So there's a lot of scope for us to help people who create everything. And then when you look at the competitive space, a lot of the products that are being built can look good, or they can feel good at times, but when you boil it down, I find what's happening is that people are often making highly technical products for technical people, which is good in terms of helping a small number of people going forward. But really, I view the problem that's being solved is taking the sharing of assets, which currently is video, but could be anything, sharing of assets, and then the communication of those assets is the problem to be solved. And so that's what we're doing, and we're focusing very heavily on how people communicate on these things. And in the competitive space, you see companies going quite deep on the technical side of how to make videos, and things around helping an editor much more than helping the editor's client.
Gotcha.
And so that's really where you'll see us shine going on. I think we're doing a great job today, but going forward, you will see that we keep remaining on that one principle, which is taking the friction out of creativity so that it can excel. And really, every business in the future is going to be a design company and a video production company, because they know that everything they need to produce to be in business is going to be videos and design work and web apps and everything.
For sure.
No matter if you're an airline or you're a food company or anything, you will be doing those things. And if you're not having a product that really focuses on simplifying that process, then there's every chance that it won't work. And so that's why we're here, and I think that's why we're doing so well.
That's nice. Great. Well, and I think the other thing you guys do that I appreciate is you make it not intimidating. There's some programs out there that I've downloaded demos to, and I'm overwhelmed, but even from like just opening or, uploading the demos. You guys have always seemed to really lean towards, hey, let's make it fun, let's make it friendly. I mean, even the name Wipster is fun to say. So, I think that's a great, value asset. Is that something that you guys continue to sort of lean into? Is be the sort of the fun group who's making it fun and easy to use?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a couple of things, because you've hit the nail on the head. There's a couple of things in there. One is that one of our brand words is joyful, and we've had it since the start, and it felt kind of weird at the start, because you're like, okay, we're starting a software company and we're using the word joyful. This is weird, because you kind of feel like, look, we have to be serious and we have to build serious products and but what we realized is that people they react to serious products in a nice way, but they don't really care about them,
Right.
And so what we're discovering is that people actually just want to have a good time.
Yeah.
Like they just want to use emojis. They just want to share gifts. They just want to have a good time and have a nice, simple experience.
Yeah, puppies and kittens always win.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it, right? So soon we'll have a feature where you can just add a puppy to a video. Right? Just throw a puppy.
That's amazing.
I like that.
Speaking about fun and easy to use and accessible and not intimidating, as much as I hate to admit it, there's so many clients nowadays that review a cut or whatever on their mobile device, so their phone. Is that something that's integrated into Wipster? Can they do that on the go?
Well, you guys have mobile capability. Have you guys considered maybe a native app, or is there anything like that in the works?
Is this something where you have to log into Premiere or sit down at your desktop to do? Yeah.
So this product that we've built works across any sort of device that you want to use. So we've got a mobile experience. So it's not an app yet, but I think, there's a lot of complexity in creating an app that can make the experience go downhill again, because you take out the joy, you take out the simplicity, and you start adding more friction back in, right? So it's a big job. So we've been designing our mobile app for a long time, and it's still in the design process, and it's looking great. But what we're doing is stripping it back. Like, we keep designing these things, go, this will be fun, this will be great, and then we have to strip it back. We have to keep stripping it back. So the real key functionality of a web app in this space of the creative review is to go, how can somebody get involved in a video in the absolute simplest way with just you using their thumb or just using their finger, because that's what you'll have with your phone.
Yeah.
And how do you do it so they don't have to log in? And how do you do it so that the web app knows who they are? And how do you do it so that they don't feel compelled to have to download something? What if they don't have to download something? Right. And then you go, what is the key functionality of a web app? And what you discover is that it's essentially notifications and being able to do things on the move that you would prefer to do on a bigger screen, but you do it on the move because that's when you can do it.
Right.
So there's a lot of design there's a lot of design questions that we're answering in that space.
Nice.
And it's a very hard thing to get right, because it's very easy just to build a web app and go, ta-da, we've got a web app. But it's very hard to go, we've innovated what a web app can be to make this a very simple experience. Much like we've innovated the web app to be on a computer so that it works really simply. Yeah. It's reconfiguring, redesigning it all for a much smaller screen.
That's great. Well, that's exciting to hear, man. You guys you're doing some really cool things. Anything else that's exciting that you want to share? Because I also need to hear, what you've been up to, man. The last time we hung out, we were at the bar drinking bourbon.
That's right. We were at the bar in NAB. You found the coolest old bar in the whole damn place. I was so happy to get away from this.
Well, the funniest part was partway through the night at the FDB podcast meetup, I look over to Alex and I'm like, 50% of our attendees are from New Zealand.
They are.
That's right.
And it was you and all your team, Andre, Kristen, and the whole team was there, and then all the guys from SERP, who they're actually from a different city than you guys, and it was awesome because you guys all like clicked up and were like, "Hey, what's up, mates?" And you like were having your little like New Zealand conversations. Yeah. And I was like, "This is great."
Yeah. No, man, it was cool. It was really, really cool. I mean, NAB is great because you see people there that you just see once a year, you know?
Yeah.
Because we're all over the place. And it's just, I mean, I just love the fact that we can just get together just for that couple of days. And,
and there's such a community amongst, filmmakers and people that are involved in this industry. And so it's a lot of fun to hang out and just, be friends and whatnot. I think one of my favorite things results from NAB was the crafty use of Wipster by Andre, who posted a video of me breakdancing at about 5 a.m. in the morning.
I wouldn't call it breakdancing. I'd call it falling down with some style. Maybe.
So let me set this up for the listeners. So me, Alex, and Andre end up going out all night in NAB. We end up at some really dive skunk bars.
Oh, yeah.
And at some point in the night, I try to breakdance. And it didn't go well. I fall over, so Andre uploads it to Wipster, sends out a link to Rollo, Kristen, Alex, the whole gang, and everyone starts commenting on my,
critiquing your
my
style.
critiquing my moves. Now, granted, I'm pretty deep in the bourbon at this point, and I just thought that was so funny.
When's version 2 of that video coming out?
I want to see the re-edit because that needs some good editing.
Oh yeah.
My favorite comment was the one you made, and you said, because I fell down, and then you were like, nice recovery.
yeah, because like your landing was all like, I meant to do this. You're like, no, you didn't. You didn't mean to do that at all.
That's funny.
Oh man, that's great. So what else has been going on with you guys, man? What do you guys, any new shows popping up? Anything you guys are watching? Or you guys gave us a couple shows and films last time we chatted. Anything you've gotten into?
Well, the squad's been enjoying Game of Thrones.
Nice.
So we have a thing where we watch it and then we talk about it the day after. So that's pretty fun. It's a pretty good show,
Yeah, a lot of robes though. A lot of robes.
A lot of robes. A lot of robes.
Yeah.
They threw in their first dick shot the other day.
Oh yeah, they did.
Full dick shot, which is good times because they have to weigh up. How many boobs are we going to show? How many dicks are we going to show? So,
but like one dick's equal to like 20 boobs, right?
I think that's
definitely.
There's a formula somewhere.
Yeah, there's an algorithm.
Yeah.
One dick equals 20 boobs. Yeah. I need a T-shirt that says that. That'd be great.
Oh gosh.
The other thing is, I'm actually like my partner Gemma and we're looking for a new show to watch together, and I need you guys to help me out.
I got your show.
Yeah?
Have you watched Mr. Robot?
Mr. Robot?
Yes. No. Dude, Mr. Robot is your show. It's about a hacker. He's a hacker, and he's trying to bring down the big banks in the U.S., and it's phenomenal. Christian Slater's in it.
Oh, yeah?
The guy, can't think of his name. Alex will probably know it, but he was in...
I won't actually know that, no.
He's the guy who was in I know it from a kid's film, the Night of the Museum with Ben Stiller. He plays King Tut.
He was also in The Master with
He was in
Philip
The Master.
Seymour Hoffman. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
But anyway, it's unbelievable. I think it's every bit as good
Rami Malek.
as Breaking Bad.
Okay.
So,
is it a dude fest though? Because that's what Gemma has an issue with, is when there's shows with too many guys in it.
No, I mean a couple of the key figures. There's at least 3 females that are integral players in the show, but the main character is a guy. But I mean, it's a little nerdy from the hacking computer programmer side of things, but
yeah.
I don't think it, like, my wife enjoys it. She hates that sort of like dude flicks, and she is really like, she watched 2 episodes and she was like, okay, and she like got hooked. She started asking questions, what's happening here, like, and now she wants to go back and rewatch it. So it's really good. So
I will counter Brandon's super high level hacking series with a lighthearted female oriented comedy series called Veep. Have you seen that?
Oh yeah. I've seen that it is on Netflix. So I haven't.
Yeah, it's on. We watch it on HBO.
Yeah.
And it is unbelievable. We are already on like season 4 and we can't stop.
Political, although but it might not be as relevant to them because they're in the NZ where everything's just fine over there with their government. They've only got like 10,000 people to serve. Yeah. Everyone's got free health care.
Humor is universal, Brandon.
The air's clean.
Yeah, everyone's a millionaire. It's great over here. You know,
humor is universal. My friend.
The other thing that is interesting. Have you watched any of Silicon Valley?
Silicon
Valley.
Silicon Valley is a completely different series.
Different series, yeah.
Yeah, I it's a personal favorite of mine.
Oh my gosh,
I love it.
It's so great. Funny.
Yeah.
I just finished the first 6 episodes of season 3, and it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh damn! I've watched the first couple, but I need to catch up. It is the funniest thing. Like in terms of being in a startup, everything that happens in that show is true.
Yeah.
You know, they tighten it a little bit, but it's true. It's like awkwardly true. Uncomfortably true.
Where it's at now is
oh my gosh, it's so much fun.
Get caught up because you'll love it.
So there's just and I think what's exciting, man, is there's just so much good content out there. No matter where you go, there's great shows.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, there's so many. I mean, it's almost like there's so many that you go, but which one should I watch? Because it feels like an investment, right? To go, okay, we have a couple of hours a week where we can just watch a show together. And you have to invest in one. You go, what if we ruin the whole evening by watching a terrible show? So, there needs to be almost a social network of people telling each other what TV show is actually great, you know, and based on what things you like.
Is there like a Rotten Tomatoes for TV?
There probably is.
I'm not sure, but the other show you should check out is The Path on Hulu with Aaron Paul from Breaking Bad.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they're basically involved in like a Scientology-esque sort of cult mixed in with some other religions. And essentially Aaron Paul's character realizes, I might not believe all of this. And then the story takes off and yet his family and everything he knows is still in it. And it becomes really interesting.
That sounds good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
But that's on Hulu. We don't have Hulu over here.
Ah, gotcha.
What?
Let me see what I can do. Let me talk to some people. We'll hook it up.
You talk to some people. Yeah.
Let me set that up. What about stuff you're excited about? What are the anything you've seen recently, from software to gear to anything that's happening in your all's world that you're pumped about?
Yeah, I listened to a podcast the other day with Mark Andreessen in it, who is an investor at the venture capital firm Andreessen Horowitz. And it was interesting to hear his thoughts on what's going on with AI and how it's going to come in. Because you know that Elon Musk from Tesla fame, he's kind of scared that AI is going to take over. You know, we've got these overlords of the AI.
Did you hear his comment yesterday or the day before?
No, I didn't. What was it?
His general comment was, there's a 1 in billions chance that we're currently living in base reality. Basically saying that it's probably certain that we are in a simulation. Wrap your brain around that, Rollo.
Oh, man.
I don't know. I think show me the Hyperloop first, then we'll talk about his other theories.
Hey.
But have you read much of Kurzweil's stuff? He's pretty influential in this sort of future space. Kurzweil's pretty crazy.
I need to learn more about that. I haven't read anything of that.
Kurzweil is a leading futurist.
Yeah, anyway, he's the guy who did the keyboards, Kurzweil keyboards. He's also like a futurist. Like he thinks about like AI and future thinking and all what the world's going to be like.
Yeah, I mean the thing that I like about the view from Mark Andreessen was saying, look, I mean AI is just a tool. You know, it's like we're always scared of everything that comes out, and then all of a sudden, years later, we look back at it and go, oh man, it was just another dumb tool. It was it was not that smart. It was only as smart as we could actually help it be. And there's this big fear that there's going to be some sort of like flip switch inside, bug in the machine that suddenly makes the robot know more than us. If we do deep learning, machine learning, it's going to suddenly know more than us. But it's just another tool. So I mean, I just go, it's fine. We're going to be fine. It's just another tool, and it's fun to think about all the applications of it. Being able to go, what if we could add a bot into review and approval, which kept helping people with their ideas. It would pop up and say, hey, what do you think about this cut? Because it saw that it was quite quick. that type of thing. So I go, there's really cool things to do in the future where you essentially have a bot to assist you in everything, and it's just there to enhance your experience and to take away more of the friction, which is the whole issue. I think friction in life is what we're always trying to avoid.
Did you see Ex Machina?
That film, the one where the girl, is that the one where she's in the guy's lair?
Yeah.
And
he does the dance sequence, the dance scene. Have you seen this?
Oh, yeah.
It's the greatest film of all times.
Yep. Dude.
All I got to say is watch out, because the future is going to hold deadly hot chicks.
On a completely separate note, in talking, like Rollo was talking about with AI and then video review, there was a dude recently, and the video's on Vimeo. It just got taken down and had a copyright dispute. A guy built an AI machine and then showed it Blade Runner and then had it recreate Blade Runner from what it saw. And so the recreation of Blade Runner through a robot and AI's eyes is up on Vimeo. It's really interesting.
This sounds crazy.
Yeah.
That sounds crazy. Like, what the hell is that? So it watches the film and then it downloads and re-edits the film? Like, what?
No,
how does it?
It interprets it based on what it saw. So it's not actually taking pure frames. It's kind of recreating it based on what it learned from watching the movie to the best of its ability. And it's kind of like an impressionistic painting of the movie.
See.
It's really cool.
This sounds crazy.
But it's all about it's called an auto encoder, and it's really deep AI stuff.
I think the other thing that, if the AI stuff goes too far, I'm ready to go old school. You know what I mean? I'm ready to go old school where, if let's say I'm working with you, Rollo, I fly to New Zealand. We sit down and we share a glass of bourbon in person, and we say, I don't know, what do you think? And then we have a real conversation. That's what I'm going to fight back. I'm going to be the...
But how could you be certain that that's the real Rollo?
I don't know. I don't know.
Because I've just got a headset on, right? And I'm just walking around talking to you, and you think you're there, but you're not there either.
Exactly.
That's the other thing, is virtual reality getting so photorealistic that you can't tell when you're in it or not. I think that's kind of...
That was Elon Musk's point, yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Indistinguishable
My mind's
from reality.
blown right now.
So 1 in billion's chance, my friend.
Well, I'll tell you what.
We're already in it.
The one thing that is real is that Wipster is on the show, the 50th show. We've been on for a year, and Filmmakers Drinking Bourbon is not going away. So if you're listening and you're worried about the future, the one thing you can be certain of is that this podcast will be there, because we're already in the future. This show is actually happening in the future.
Yeah.
It's already in the future. In a post-apocalyptic world, the only thing left will be Filmmakers Drinking Bourbon.
That's true.
It's like an audio cockroach.
And so we really appreciate all the listeners. We've got just people from all over. We bumped into at NAB. We really appreciate you guys. Follow us on @FDB Podcast on Instagram and Twitter. Follow our friends at Wipster. And, we heard a rumor from Andre that you guys are going to do a pretty rad giveaway for this month. Is that true?
I think the answer to that is yes.
Ooh, nice. What do you have in store for the listeners? Because we got listeners who have teams. They have a lot of people that they need to do this whole review platform with. What can you help them out with? What can they get access to?
Yeah. Okay. So the giveaway we're doing today is we're going to be giving one lucky listener a free team account with 5 team members in it.
Whoa.
Which is going to save them a whole lot of money.
Yeah.
So
that's great.
That is our gift for today. And of course, anyone else can just sign up and just start having a free trial, and then start to use their own account to make their video a whole lot better.
Wow, that's great. So if you're listening now, as you listen through the month of June, all about post-production, you want to get better at what you're doing. Maybe you're a startup yourself. Maybe you just started your own production company. Maybe you're a freelancer and you want to be more professional to be ahead of the next guy. Maybe you're a large production company and you happen to listen to the show and you're like, man, we really need a review platform, or this could be a great one to switch from the one you're on. All you need to do is go to Twitter and shout out to @FDB Podcast and @Wipster, or is it Wipsters with an S?
With an S, yeah.
Yeah, Wipsters with an S.
Yep.
Wipsters, and that's your all's community. You got a community on Facebook as well.
That's the third thing too.
So go to Twitter, shout out to @FDB Podcast, @Wipsters, and use the hashtag FDB Giveaway. If you do those 3 things, you'll be entered to win. We'll pull your name from a hat live on Twitter and Instagram. You'll see a video of us pulling the name out. We will award you the prize, and our good friends over at Wipster will get connected to you, and they'll get you all signed up. And so, what a great thing! We really appreciate that, and I think you guys have been just so gracious to us, and you've always retweeted and sort of shared the show and what's going on. And you guys do a really cool newsletter as well, right? Like you guys always are having like tips and tricks. How can people?
Absolutely.
How can people get a hold of that?
We have a great newsletter that comes out every week, and it's towards the end of the week, and we get so many emails back saying, "Dudes, this is like the email I look forward to every week."
Oh yeah.
And it's just this thing where we have somebody in our team called Haley who does this great job of finding all the hot topics of the week, and she puts them together, has about 4 or 5 stories, and then one fantastic video to watch. So it pops into your inbox, and then you just have this little smorgasbord of fantastic video news. And you can, spend half an hour on it, and then it just comes again the week after. So if you go to wipster.io/blog, and you put your email in at the top, you'll be subscribed to our newsletter. And we also, when we have new releases or we're going to do a cool new partnership, we also put that in there as well. Nice. So you'll be up to date with what's going on.
Yeah, that's great. And I will say, I will attest, it is pretty useful because I keep up with sort of everything that's out there, from No Film School to IndieWire, the whole deal. And you guys seem to sort of like pick the top stories from all the aggregates. So you're kind of bringing your users saying, okay, there's been a lot of stuff talked about this week, but here's what you really need to know about.
That's it, yeah.
And that's great.
Yeah.
Cool,
yeah,
man.
I mean, it just saves you a little bit of time and gives you the gold. We're just here to help.
Nice.
And that's kind of like FDB podcasts. There's a lot of other podcasts out there where you're mining for silver and some other things that maybe valuable, but at the end of the day, you want the pot of gold.
We've got some that looks like gold. Might be fool's gold.
And our gold comes in the form of liquid gold. And, and for the next 2 weeks, that's from our friends at Wyoming Whiskey. Rollo, have you had a chance to sample Wyoming whiskey at all?
I have not tasted Wyoming, but I need a bottle sent down to New Zealand because I don't even know if it's here.
Okay, so we're gonna try our best to get you some of this Wyoming whiskey. It is literally made from like the tears of angels.
Wow,
literally is a strong word, but
yeah, the tears of angels, which are somehow gold.
Exactly. Wings of silver and tears of gold. Yeah,
that's it. Ooh.
Well, as always, man, we thank you so much for hopping on the show. I mean, you're in the future. That has to be exhausting. We wish you a great day. We hope your day is wonderful. Please say hi to the gang at the shop for us. We miss those guys.
Oh, yeah. Those guys all said a big hello to you guys as well, and also from me. I mean, congrats on 50.
Thanks, man. We appreciate it.
We definitely appreciate that.
It's a huge thing. So well done, and thanks for having me.
Yeah, no doubt, man. All right, man. Well, you're taking up the only phone over in New Zealand, so we'll talk to you.
Yeah, I've got all these people who want to jump on, right?
Yeah, we got some other people, so we'll talk to you next time.
All right. Nice one. All right.
See you, Rollo.
Thanks, Rollo. See
Cheers,
you.
buddy.
Cheers.
Man, what a great guy.
Oh, he's always great.
That's the thing I love about the show is we've met some great people, some leading voices in this industry who always have great stuff to share, and they've usually got great products, great services, or a great experience. We've talked to a lot of producers and crew, and it's just fun, man. It's been a great year.
He's one of the best, and we hung out with him like you were saying at NAB, and if you want to see what his NAB was like through his eyes, he actually put up a video series. 1 video per day.
It's pretty funny.
Like a video blog. It's pretty cool. You can check out what NAB's actually
exactly. Like. So, man, it's been fun. This is a year.
Congrats to 50.
Yeah, buddy.
I know. You're 50, aren't you?
No, not that old.
Like 60?
Getting there. I'm like 60, 40. Nice. Anything else you got, man?
No, I don't think so. I'm not, No. Fresh out ideas. I'm just excited that some lucky listener is going to win a team account.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I hope you guys like the video version. This is the first time we've uploaded one. You see my nice pale legs Today was a nice warm day in Cincinnati, so I decided to. I didn't have any meetings. I decided to wear my shorts, so I'm glad you guys got to partake in that.
This is what a real man looks like, people.
We're probably we're gonna do some post work to knock back the white balance of my legs. But hey, it is what it is. Thanks so much to Sound Images Studios.
Yeah,
these guys are amazing. Bart, Adam, Jack, Samantha, they have supported us now for close to a year. We came in like episode 10 or 9.
Episode 9 or 10, yeah.
And they have been gracious and beautiful, and we walk in here, the mics are set up, the bourbon's ready to be poured. If you are listening and you need help with a final mix, sound design, original sound score, I highly recommend that you email the team at Sound Images. You can also reach out to us at fdbpodcast.com. We will connect you. We actually just finished a project where Adam and the team wrote an original score, and it blew the clients away. I'm super excited about it. Can't wait for it to be released.
It's like a Yeezy track,
man. It's phenomenal.
Well produced.
There's choir, there's strings. It's really good. So I want to definitely let you guys know this is the place to be. Today we're in Studio A. We're usually in Studio B. But thanks so much to Sound Images.
A for anniversary, my friend. That's
Studio A for anniversary.
Yeah. Also, since it's video, huge shout out to the girls at Grainwell.
Yeah, absolutely.
They created this beautiful piece. You've seen it before on Instagram and Twitter. This is the thing.
Yeah, if you're into woodwork, reclaimed barnwood, custom, anything that has to do with wood, go to grainwell.com. Check out the girls there. They're super cool.
The tie into the project. We shot there. They were gracious. They were perfect. There you go.
Yeah. So thanks so much for listening. Happy 1-year anniversary FDB podcast. Thanks so much to our listeners. Sign up for that team account by entering to win. You know how to do it. If not, listen to the show and we tell you how.
Yeah.
So
thanks to you guys for actually watching and listening to this thing.
So thanks so much, guys. And whenever you listen to this, it'll probably, most likely, everything will be in the past. But just know that in that moment, we brought you the future.
You were once in the future.
And we will see you in the future.
Cheers.
This podcast was recorded live at Sound Images Studio. Find out more at soundimages.com.